Hi everyone, John Fisher here again, and welcome back to the 27 Embarrassing Errors. So let's kick off with Embarrassing Error number 11. Inviting people to a networking event. BforB is not a networking event. BforB is a referral marketing system that works in a particular way. Networking for most people works on what we call a law of recency. They go to a networking event. Let's say they've got a particular need for printing at the time. They meet a printer. That printer gets the business because they've got a demand and a need straight away. That's what happens predominantly at networking events. BforB is not a networking event. It's a third-party referral marketing event. It's a private members business club, and it's a system. It's a way of working that if you embrace that way of working and you learn the system, you'll never ever be short of business, leads, prospects, new customers, new suppliers, that sort of thing. So please don't invite people to a networking event. One of the best ways you can invite someone to BforB, quite simply say to them, I'd love to introduce you to some business people I work closely with. Have you got your diary on you? That's it. Don't invite them to business for breakfast. Don't invite them to a networking event, because successful people, most of them are too busy to be going to networking events. Embarrassing error number 12. Butting in, being too funny, fidgeting and not listening when someone is doing the 60-second soundbite. At BforB, it's really important that you give people the right attention when they're actually talking. So if you butt in, if you're fidgeting, if you're not listening when someone's doing their 60 seconds, you can't really expect them to listen to when you're doing your 60 seconds. So give it your attention. It is just 60 seconds, but you're listening for key things so you can refer them with confidence. Embarrassing error number 13. No one is assigned in the BforB group to look after a specific guest. It's absolutely imperative that your guests, or a group's guests, are looked after in the right kind of way. What we recommend is that you assign someone to look after a specific guest. Now, what do I mean by looking after a guest? Well, one of the most important things in looking after a guest isn't telling them about the group and all that sort of stuff, or how good BforB is. It's asking the right kind of questions. So, what brought them here today? How did they get the business now? Have they been to anything like this before? And just show them the ropes. But the main thing is take an interest in them as a person, as a business person. Embarrassing error number 14. All telling and selling and no asking and listening. People don't want to turn up to a referral networking meeting to be told and sold to. We all hate to be sold to, but we all love to buy. So please do most of the listening, not the telling, not the selling. Just listen to what they've got to say. Don't fall into that trap of trying to sell to them. Embarrassing error number 15 is what we call group DNA. What is your group about? So what separates your BforB group than any other BforB group? Now, all the groups are not equal. All groups are not equal. Each group has its own unique DNA. So what's your group DNA? What makes your group different? What is the group about? What is the core of that group? Embarrassing error number 16. Saying to a guest, oh, we do that. So sometimes when guests come along, their business can cross over. And I've heard in the past someone say, oh, we do that. And it's really embarrassing because it puts the guest on a back foot. So one of the things we recommend is, if someone has got a crossover with you, don't publicly say, oh, we do that in the meeting, and embarrass yourself and embarrass them. Actually book a one-to-one with them, because there might be synergy. You may be able to work together strategically. Embarrassing error number 17. what we call superficial networking. So superficial networking is saying all the right things but no follow-up. The top performers at B4B engage in follow-up, an effective follow-up at that. They have one-to-ones, they follow up on what they say they're going to do. They're not superficial. Also, when they're given the 60 seconds, they're their authentic self. They're not trying to be something they're not. Embarrassing error number 18 is little or no follow-up, as we just said. This is so common. Please, please, please don't fall into this trap. If you can, follow up, get it diarised, get it in the diary, there and then. As Rob Brown says, one of the UK's most influential speakers on networking, a lot of times people don't follow up because they don't know how to, or they don't want to pick that phone up. So when you're following up, follow up just to hook up for a coffee. It's not all about getting business there and then. So please follow up. Embarrassing error number 19 is only having one host at the meeting room entrance. Every member should be a host. Every member should be looking after the guests coming through. Why is this important? Well, guests are a great source of business for number one. And first impressions count, so please don't just leave it to one host to welcome people in. What we recommend is that you filter people through. So as someone walks into the meeting room and they sign in at the door, the host should introduce them to the members. So, John, let me introduce you to Fred. Fred, this is John. John, this is Fred. And filter people in. Don't just leave them speaking to one person. Embarrassing error number 20 is not contributing. I'm too busy. The I'm too busy routine, or the I'm too busy to attend the next meeting, is not a good thing, because really what it's like saying is, well, I'm too important to be here today. My business is far too important than yours. What we recommend is that you diarise the B4B meetings. If you can't attend, please send a representative. Now, the actual thing of not contributing is everyone can contribute, because we have several ways you can contribute. It's not all about business. You can contribute by having a one-to-one, you can contribute by bringing a guest, you can contribute by bringing business. But please try and put something positive back in. Embarrassing error number 21 is giving apologies, excuses, or whatever you want to call them. That's why we have the representation system. So please don't apologise if you can't attend. Just send a representative. It'll be much better for your reputation. Embarrassing error number 22, quick fix merchants. B4B is simply about long-term and lifetime value of mutually beneficial relationships. It's not a quick fix. Yeah, you can join B4B and you might get business straight away. It's happened many, many times. But that's not what we're about. We are about lifetime value. So for example, you may have done well in your first year of membership, you may have generated a lot of business, but that's just the start. It's all about the lifetime value of those mutually beneficial relationships. Embarrassing error number 23, it's his or hers job, not mine. As I said earlier, B4B, it's a team effort. So take responsibility for the good and the growth of your group, and you watch how your business improves and increases. Embarrassing error number 24. It's not what's said, it's about the behaviours. So basically this is how you act at the meeting, whether you follow up, whether you do what you say you're going to do. So try to make sure that your behaviour matches what you say. Embarrassing error number 25, I'm not a morning person. You don't do yourself any favours if you say out loud at a breakfast meeting, for example, oh, I'm not a morning person. You're just closing off opportunities for business. You're giving out the wrong message. So even if you're not a morning person, please don't actually keep saying that to yourself or out loud, because it it doesn't do you any favours. Embarrassing error number 26. And I'm also a distributor for. The reason we put this as an embarrassing error, if you are a distributor for a company, then structure it in a way where, you know, it's not and I'm also. It's your core competency, so you're the expert. Now, when you're doing a 60 seconds, really the objective of a 60 seconds is to create interest, to create intrigue, curiosity and attention. So think how you can actually do those 4 things, and we would recommend that you never use the words and I'm also a distributor for whoever it is. Embarrassing error number 27, well, that's over to you. You may have seen some embarrassing errors at BforB, and I'd certainly love to hear off you regarding what you may have seen. So, embarrassing error number 27, pop me an email. So thanks a lot, guys. Hope these key things that I've seen at BforB meetings help you.